Hello, how's everyone doing today? Welcome to Lesson 5, Solving Equations. Very, very important piece of Algebra 1 that hopefully you have mastered, but if you didn't, that's okay. We're going to do a little bit of practice on that right now. You might notice that the very first thing I'm telling you here is to stay organized. I'm yelling it because there's an exclamation mark. It tells you to yell. Okay? But it's really important. That's why I put stars, underlines, made it large. Stay organized. The more organized you are, the easier it will be for you to find your mistakes. Because you're going to make mistakes. But if you're organized, you'll be able to find where they are, and hopefully you won't make those mistakes again. Right? When you learn something, it's because you're not continuing to make the same mistakes over. That's what learning is. So, when we're solving equations, right, solving for x, one of the big things that we want to try to do is what we call isolate the variable. Okay? Meaning, I'm solving for x. I want to get x all by itself. Now, that is not that difficult to say, but to do takes some work. Right? We have to think about Pemdas or Pemdas, but we have to think about it backwards. Right? When we're simplifying something, we go in a specific order: parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. But when we're solving, we've got to get rid of the stuff that's attached to x. So we have to do stuff backwards. That is where you need to stay organized. Show all of your steps. Keep your work separated. Okay? In fact, if you need to draw a line where the equal sign is, do it to keep yourself organized. I'm going to show all my steps. I'm going to show what I'm doing and explain it out as we go. Okay? Hopefully you will too. But I really want you to practice staying organized. If you notice your stuff starting to like wave, try to keep it focused. Draw the line if you need to, but keep it organized. Okay? So our first problem, 7x plus 2 equals 23. My very first thing we got to get rid of is this negative 2. Remember, PEMDAS and reverse, subtraction and addition, those are the things we want to get rid of before multiplication and division. And what we're trying to do is undo things here, right? So how do I undo adding 2? That would be by subtracting 2. And I'm going to subtract it from both sides. This 7x is still around. And 23 minus 2 gives us 21. Finally, to undo multiplication, which is the only thing left in order for us to isolate, opposite of multiplication is division. So I will divide both sides by 7. And that gives me x equaling 21 divided by 7 is 3. What else could we do to be happy with this answer? Plug it in, right? Check your work. I'm not going to be making that mandatory, and I'm probably not going to do it after this example, but just to show you what I mean, if I do, wherever I see an x, I plug in a 3, 7 times 3 is 21, plus 2 is 23, and that matches with what we wanted. So you can check it. You can do that with a calculator real quick. You can do that in your head. You could write it down. It's a good idea to do. I'm not going to be doing it on the screen just to save some time on this video. So I want you to try this one out here. Pause the video and resume it when you're ready to check. Alright, let's see. Did you keep organized? We want to add 4 to both sides first, giving you 6x equals, looks like 12. We'll divide both sides by 6, and that gives us x equals 2. Okay. I'm not going to draw that line down every time. I'm going to get used to keeping my work in order. Okay. Hopefully you do the same, but if you need to draw the line, draw it. Here's another problem. 5x minus 3 minus 2x plus 7 equals 17. There's a lot of x's going on. What we need to do here is we need to combine like terms before we can start isolating. So I'm going to combine my 5 and negative 2 to make 3x. I'm going to combine negative 3 and 7 to make positive 4. And we'll make that equal to 17. Now, I know I kind of shifted over here a little bit. I'm going to make sure that I continue to go straight down from here. So I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. 3x equals, right, keeping that in line, 17 minus 4, what is that, 13, and then we will divide by 3 on both sides, giving us x equals 13 over 3. Didn't tell us to round or anything, so we're just going to leave our answer. This is a good thing that I have fractions showing up, because fractional answers are going to show up a lot, so just get used to seeing them. Okay, don't freak out if you see a fraction. It's okay. Fraction answers are okay. Right? I want you to try this next one right here. Pause the video and resume it when you're ready to check your answer. Alright, so let's see what you did here. You should have combined your like terms and got 9x plus 11 equaling 34. Then you would have subtracted 11 from both sides. 9x equals, let's see, that would be 23. And then if we divide by 9, we get x equals 23 over 9. Okay. A couple more down here. Hey, on this problem, we have a couple of different x's, but the problem is that they're on opposite sides of that equal sign. It's not really a problem. All I have to do is move it to the other side by either adding or subtracting that thing over. Now, I'm going to move this one that way because I want to ignore negatives as much as possible, and if I get rid of the smaller one from the larger, it should keep it positive. So how do I move that 3x over? Well, it's positive right now, so if I subtract 3x from both sides, it will eliminate. That will give us 9x minus 8 equaling 28. And again, I'm keeping everything nice and organized. Now to isolate further, I'm going to add 8 to both sides. That gives us 9x equals 36. And then finally, if we divide by 9, x equals, it looks like 4. Again, you can check your solutions just by plugging in and seeing if both sides are equivalent. 12 times 4, 48 minus 8 is 40. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 28 is also 40. Those equal to each other. So it worked. Have one for you to try. Pause the video and resume when you're ready to see if you got it right. Alright, so let's start off by combining your 9 and negative 5 to make 4x minus 7 equaling 2x plus 11. That was the very first thing that I would have done. You could have moved some other stuff around, but I think combining your like terms is safest. Next, I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides, leaving us with 2x minus 7 equaling 11. We'll add 7 to both sides. 2x equals 18. Then we divide by 2, and we get x equals 9. Not bad at all. Okay, staying organized helped out the entire way with each of those problems. We've got 2 more to go. These problems are a little bit different because there's 2 variables and they say to solve for one of them. That doesn't really make much difference, right? We're going to do the exact same thing that we did before. Any kind of combining of like terms, all the Pemdas in reverse that we need to do, right? But we're just going to try to isolate the variable that they ask us for. In this example, they want us to get y all by itself. So 3x minus 4y equals 20. The first thing that we got to get rid of would be this thing right here, which is being added to the y, right? 3x and that negative 4y. I could move this over here and put a plus sign in front, right? So what I want to do to get rid of that would be subtract it from both sides. Now, I'm not going to write it directly underneath because I don't want to accidentally try to do that subtraction. They're not like terms. I'm going to just kind of write this off to the side instead. In fact, I'm going to even put that 3x in front, and I'll put the 20 in back, and I know that this was positive, so I'll keep the positive sign there. Finally, I'm going to divide by -4. The negatives cancel out here. Negatives cancel out here, and I'm going to do each piece individually because I can see it that I'm going to be able to reduce. Okay, will you have to do that every time? No, it's kind of something you have to get used to, trying to figure out when would be the best time to do that. Okay. So our final answer here, we get 3 over 4x. I'm putting the x off to the side. It could be on top, not on bottom. And then minus, looks like -5. This is in a specific form, point slope. So I have it in that form for a reason, because the next couple of lessons that we'll look at will have to do with slope and graphing. So I want you to try this one right here, solve for y, pause the video and resume it when you're ready to check your solution. Alright, hopefully first you subtracted 3x from both sides. Again, I'm writing the 3x kind of off to the side a little bit. That gives us 9y. We'll put it in front, minus 3x minus 18. Right, I'm sorry, I should have said equal to -3x. Then finally we're going to divide by 9. If we do each term individually, it'll be a lot easier. I can see that this will reduce to 1 and 3, so -1/3 x, and then -18 divided by 9 is -2. How'd you do with those? Hopefully you did good. We're going to be seeing a little bit more of that coming up in the next couple of lessons. I think I said enough times, keep yourself organized and you will have a lot easier time doing these problems. Right? Any questions you might have, you can ask away. See you at the next video.